Hey guys, welcome to the podcast Allies for Justice. I'm your co-host, Julia.
And I'm your co-host, Aiden. Together we'll be deep diving into the pressing issues facing our communities and the innovative solutions being implemented by organizations like the San Francisco Living Wage Coalition.
Today's episode, we have a guest whose name is David Frias. David Frias is a co-director for the San Francisco Living Wage Coalition. David Frias, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Julia. I want to make a correction because not about the part that I'm the co-director of the San Francisco Living Wage Coalition, but my last name, it's I guess in an American way you would say Frias, but it's actually Frias.
Frias,
David Frias.
Oh, that's cool, like free us. I like that.
Frias, hey.
That's cool.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I've heard worse terms used for my last name, but I'll take that anyway. So, way to come back on that. So yes, David Frias, and yes, I've been the co-director of San Francisco Living Wage for over 10 years.
10 years, wow.
That's amazing.
And the best thing is I'm as a volunteer.
Oh, wow.
As a volunteer.
Thank you for your service.
Our membership is volunteer-based, so none of us get paid to join. So that I think that adds more credibility and our real passion to try to do our part to help, in particular, low-wage workers, immigrants here in San Francisco. But then what I'll explain later, the work we've done has influenced not only here in California, but outside of California, the United States, and the world.
Wow. That sounds really amazing. I really just want to know, I'm wondering, what really struck you to just even start volunteering here?
Yeah.
What was the first thing that, made you just choose to...
The funny part is that I never heard of the San Francisco Living Wage Coalition. Mm-hmm. In fact, when I graduated from college, I went to San Francisco State in 2007, in the summer of 2007.
Go Gators.
Yes.
Yeah. I never took a labor class. I never joined a nonprofit. I knew of people that were part of it, and I always see things going on because we're in San Francisco, so there's always marching rallies going on. I always saw it at a distance. So at the time, I just graduated from over at the Becca, Barker Electronic Communication Arts department. I got my BE degree there, and I felt I needed more hands-on experience, especially with doing video, editing, everything, And I during that period in 2007, in the summer of 2007, I tried to apply to several stations, TV stations, radio stations, and then from there, a counselor of mine, she was already a member of the Living Wage, but she told me that they were doing a workshop, a video workshop, and she said I should show up, and if they need help, then you can offer your services. And so I went to the meeting. I'll make it short as possible. I don't want to take too long with this, but basically there was two Carls in that room. I went to the Carl that I thought was Carl, but wasn't Carl. I was like, the meeting ended, and I was ready to commit to work with him, helping with his TV show, which was a public access show in San Francisco. We had the Channel 29, owned by the city. But his title of the show is called Mail Carriers Show. And I thought, what about the other Carl that talk about dealing with workers and immigrants? And so I had to at least find out who the other guy was. And that's when I met Carl Kramer, who was already the Social Living Wage member. And after I talked to him, he told me, come by, come in, we'll have a further discussion. And I came back the next day, and then I got to meet with him, get to know what it was about. And then I felt more in line with what their purpose was, social economic justice. And from there, that's where I started my involvement initially to help with doing video. He said they had a TV show, a monthly TV show, so they needed people with recording and doing some editing. And so those were two things I thought I needed some more hands-on experience. And so that was my main reason for joining at the time.
Wow, that's so interesting. So Were you also like either involved or behind the start of the TV show?
The TV show had already been formed a few years earlier.
Oh, okay.
But when I took a look at the footage, I definitely felt like I could contribute to enhance it more. Better with even holding the camera from what I saw from previous footages. It seemed like it was random. I guess Carl would have random people that was just available at that rally to just hold it and record what they can. So they weren't really, they were definitely amateurish, on the amateurish level.
Okay.
So I feel I can enhance that at the very least.
TV show is called, for those who don't know, it's Time for a Living Wage, by the way. You can check it out on YouTube, their YouTube channel, San Francisco Living Wage. You can also find the TV show episodes on which website?
So to be clear, every third Sunday of the month, we have a slot under SF Commons, which controls the public access channel in San Francisco. It's on Channel 29 every third Sunday on Channel 29 at 7:30 p.m. We have a show called It's Time for a Living Wage, and that's our time to put in new content. And so since the time I joined, it's basically been anything that we've been involved in, whether it's a city like for workers rally, hotel workers rally. Or things going on at City Hall, like a press conference. Usually it's through the union, like you're going to go on strike or something. Like, like sit in the streets as well. Usually if we support it, we'll have people holding our flag, our banners. That'll show that we're there, but then we'll also record it. And then sometimes we'll do interviews or mini documentaries. So yeah, check it out. We have it archived on the San Francisco Living Wage Coalition YouTube channel.
Okay, that's so good to know. Because I know, like, for me, when I was trying to look for, like, protests, during, like, the, BLM in, 2020, and everybody was protesting, I would look for protests that I could just, participate in. I had a hard time finding the San Francisco ones. Is there, a website that people could go to if they ever wanted to participate in, some of the protests that this organization...
We do have a website, sflivingwage@riseup.net. You go to our website, and then mainly just contacting the office. So even in our TV show at the very end, for more information, please contact us, and then we have an email and phone number. But I would say give a call to the office. Carl Kramer is usually at the office, and he definitely will know of future events going on in the city.
That sounds good. I think people are going to be using that resource to find you guys and find, meaningful rallies and protests.
Yes.
I was really wondering, from all the works that you have participated in and done, do you want to tell us which one was your favorite, or your favorite and your least favorite, actually?
There's many to choose from, like I said, I've been involved for over 10 years, so a lot of stuff has been going on. Early on, I think one of my favorites was when we got to interview with the mayor. At the time, it was Gavin Newsom, who's now the governor of California and perhaps future candidates for presidency. But that was during that period when Kamala Harris was also as the district attorney. And he's the only mayor that agreed to do an interview with us. And that was one of the first sit-down interviews I ever recorded. So at the time, I was pretty excited, like, oh, cool, we're going to get access to city officials and supervisors. But he's been the only one that agreed to meet with us and answer some more questions. So that was pretty exciting at the time. Unfortunately, we don't have it on our YouTube channel. That's one of the older archives. I know, it's somewhere. If we could find that footage, the tape of it, then we can maybe archive, put it out. That'd be great.
That'd be cool.
But then later on, regarding immigration, like workers, that this lady, she came to our office and told us, the bad stuff that she was dealing with, working at an office, cleaning out at a building where she cleans offices, and the supervisor, pretty much she was sexually harassing the woman there.
Wow.
And so we decided to go on strike at that building location where the guy was at. And it led to a legal issue where we, they filed a claim against the supervisor, and in around 2016, we won. The circuit judge voted in favor of the workers.
Good.
It was in the name of four. It was 3 females and a male at the time. But then a year later, Donald Trump became president, and this is through the National Labor Council Board, I believe, NLRB, the NLRB, National Labor Relations Board. And whoever's president could change the board. They could get their own, pretty much their own people, Republican controlled.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. And then 2 years later, the judge decided to suspend that decision by the state.
Wow.
So that couldn't be enforced, where the supervisor owes money, payback, whatever the charges were that he owed them, that was not suspended. So since Biden's been president, it's been a slow rise to try to get that justice. But the least of it was, and they even used our footage in a court hearing. They had me come to a hearing, and they wanted a copy of the footage where we did that rally. So that made me realize just how important this could be, and helping out these people that needed it, that were voiceless without our help. So I was glad to help, and we're still friends, and they appreciate, particularly with me and Carl, they're 1,000% grateful for our help with helping in their situation.
Wow. That is so interesting. I feel like, I know I don't, that is so interesting that you said about how things could change like that. I feel like, I don't know, people like me don't know that. And so that is just really interesting to hear.
Yeah.
Wow.
And when I'm, like I said, it was, so the supervisor was a subcontractor for the company. So a lot of these companies, they hire a separate company that will take care of the janitors, for example. But then these people, subcontractors, they get away with all types of, with even the worst part was the pay, not paying these workers overtime. And then the supervisor and his cronies, people, go along and they'll sexual harass the woman there. And a lot of them he was a Latino, and the women and the workers Latinas, your own race. When I saw that, I was like, this guy is just a terrible person. But regardless, like I said, the issue, like we say, with getting properly paid and be fair treatment at work, that's very, those are definitely issues that, like living wage, we look into.
Yeah.
Definitely fighting the big fight, and a very important fight for our communities, and that's very much appreciated.
That is interesting. Yeah. I now as I was listening to you, you kind of already answered this, but a question we like to ask our guests before they go is, how have you been an ally for justice this week? And it could be anything, big or small. It doesn't have to be big. It could be I don't know, you said hi to your neighbor or something, or something, I don't know, and they put a smile on their face. Anything at all.
Repeat the question.
How have you been an ally for justice this past week?
Oh, that's a very good question. Ally for justice. I think just anytime I come to the office, whenever I'm here with the living wage, and whether it's creating content, video content that will let people know the issues going on out here in the city, or like you said, I kind of understand what you mean. The best example is if I have leftover food and then I start throwing in the garbage can. If I see a homeless, I'll at least try to ask a homeless if they want some food. If not, then I'll just throw it away. So that's probably the most recent example. But I like that question. That's a very interesting question right there, because that's good that people either start thinking about, hey, what can I do, even if I'm not in no group or organization, as an individual, how can I help with the, being an ally for justice, as you said, for the betterment of humankind.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. And also doing this podcast. Something you did this week for being ally for justice, but I like that. Giving food to the homeless. Like, I know, like, definitely in San Francisco, there's a lot that going on here. Yeah, that's cool. And then you volunteering, which is incredible. I love volunteers because there's nothing in it for them, right? So that's like how you get the real genuine.
I like to look at it like it's just like doing your part in community service. And even people that have full-time careers, jobs, I think there's a side of them that wish they could, what can I do to help out, but they don't have the right connections, or so people donate money. But yeah, I think that's something that people should definitely look into, to help out those that are less fortunate.
Yeah, totally agree. That's why I volunteer as well.
Yes.
And Aiden, maybe we should answer the question too, huh? How have we been an ally for justice this week? Or should we just leave it for our guest? I'll just leave it for the guest for now.
I think for the guest is best.
Okay.
But I did have a question before we finished. I would like to know, well, what is SF living wage cooking for the future?
Ah, that's a good question.
What can our audience expect from you, from the website or from the YouTube channel, or any like in-person things that are happening if you want to promote whatever is going on in the future or upcoming months?
I feel like everything evolves, and essentially living wage. I think specifically living wage is to help that we get people like with college interns that we get. They're the ones that help maintain the website. We'll have interns that help maintain the TV show. So I think it's to the younger people, the interns that come in to help us, and then just being there for whenever there's an issue going on, social economic issues going on, right? And if living wage is there for the rallies and the protests, and even if we're just a few of us holding the banner, that shows our support. So I think that's pretty much continuing, and then also hosting. Usually to the city we host like welfare to work participants that they have this called the rapid response program, where they come in for a month and they'll get training, for the nonprofit work training, and then through that they could help them hopefully land a job. But we're working on that as well, trying to get the welfare work participants get full-time jobs. That's been our fight for a long while. That continues as well. So yeah, I think I pretty much hopefully answered that question.
Yeah.
And then just continue, like I said, being there when it's needed for low-wage working class people.
Awesome. That's exciting. Something to look forward to. And David, really appreciate you coming on as a guest to our Allies for Justice podcast.
Yeah.
And is there anything you'd like to plug anywhere, like the website or TV show, YouTube channel, IG, Facebook?
Basically, for those, because we recently moved in March, early March, we officially moved into this new location. We're still on 16th, it's 2973 16th Street, here at the 3rd floor. And for more information, events we're having, we might feature fundraiser events, or people want to know about any rallies going on, you can call the number at 415-863-1225, and usually Carl's the guy that's in the office, so he'll be glad to talk to you about that. And like I said, you can always Google us, San Francisco Living Wage Coalition. You can get to our website through there, and then our TV show, It's Time for a Living Wage. So every third Sunday, you could also go to bavac.org, BAVC.org, and through there you go to SF Comments. When you get to SF Comments, you look for channel 29, and you can be able to watch it on your computer or laptop when that third Sunday occurs at 7:30 p.m.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Welcome.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julia.
Being
Thank
our-
you, Aiden.
Yes.
And we like to end these podcasts awkwardly, so
Good day.
tune in next time.
Gonna take us all to make a change. Take us all to win the peace. Gonna take us all in the streets. Gonna take us all. It's gonna take us all.